Who's ready to talk about diesel heaters? We're going to talk about this one. So last year, I was sitting in the wintertime, thinking I need a diesel heater for my overland trailer. I got online, looked around, I found the Vevor. Inexpensive. I think I spent 150 bucks on it, $140 on it through Home Depot. Well, I have found it cheaper for like 110, 112, something like that on Amazon. I'll post a link to it below. But this, I used it last year in the springtime, a little bit in the fall. Works great. Amazing. I learned a lot about it. I had to do a little bit of changes around to it. I'll go over that with you now. So let's hit on what we've done so far. I went down to Home Depot, picked up some aluminum flat bar, and then bolted it on to the flat bar. It comes pre-drilled with these mounting holes, and I thought, I got a perfect way to mount it on here. And then the handle that came with it was this cheesy little plastic thing, so I got some more flat bar from aluminum flat bar from Home Depot, bent it up, mounted that up, made it nice and tall, so if I'm grabbing it with gloves in the wintertime, I'm good to go. One of the big things I had to do with this, driving it around, these screws here, they loosened up and started falling out. So I had to replace those with some beefier screws. And then you can kind of see inside here. There, right there, some foam. As you can see, I had to change that around, pull the cover off, and then put that foam in there. And what that does is it adds a little ballast to it so this isn't wobbling around as I'm going down the road. Some more screws I had to change are these ones here. I also had to order up a new wiring for it. The wiring that came with it was kind of cheesy, and I wanted it pre-wired with a cigarette lighter style plug. So that's what I ordered up on Amazon. I'll pop that link down below. One of the things I did notice about it, this is a little breather valve right here. It's just a hole. So as it's sloshing around, diesel will pop up out of this. I think I need to come up with a little breather valve for that to keep it from sloshing around. I have to dive into that later. I left this one open. These right here, I ordered these up from Amazon. They came in a nice little 10-pack. And it's just a little thumb screw. I'll post a link to that below if you're interested in doing something like this yourself. And I just pre-drilled the holes, mounted some rib nuts in there, and you just crank those down, and you're ready to go. This is what a rib nut looks like. And if you're not familiar with rib nuts, you just drill a nice hole, put that on the rib nut tool, and then just like pop rivets, but it leaves a nice little thing you can screw things into. This is the basic tool setup I used to do it. Turned out pretty nice. One of the big things that I really didn't like about it, this is the outlet valve or tube that came with it. It's supposed to go on here, and it stretches out a little bit, but not very far. So I also had to order up, take that and toss that in the trash. So I ordered up an 8-foot section of 3-inch hose, and then I added a little insulation on the end of it, so when I plop it in my annex or up in my tent, I don't have to worry about it scorching the tent or melting anything. And that works pretty nice. And that just clips on there. And this stretches out to 8 feet. I probably could have gone with something a little longer to give it a little bit more room, but 8 feet works pretty good. So down below, we've got the muffler for the exhaust, and then down here is the air intake. And the air intake just kind of flops over this way, and I've got it set up with the exhaust going out one way and the air intake coming out on the other side. So this is the cable I ordered up. It comes with a 30 amp fuse inside of it. Comes pre-terminated, ready to go. And voila, movie magic. There it is connected. And it's got quite a bit excess. I don't know why I ordered it so long, but I may want to use this with my truck or something else, so I can take this off and then plug it in the car or something like that, or in the truck, whatever. And that goes up to my lithium iron phosphate battery. I've got a 30 amp system here and a 30 amp fuse connecting that up. And that's it. I guess we can fire it up. I'll wheel it outside and fire it up so you can see how it works. Well, I got it all pulled out and set up. Sucking the air in pretty good over here. And pumping air good here. Not quite heated up yet. Not super loud. It can get pretty loud though. Right now it's in startup mode, so it's going to be the loudest when it's just firing up. And once it gets heated up, then all you really hear is that kind of ticking sound. And what that is that's the pump that's pumping. One of the things I had to do on this to make sure it's set up right is to pull this off and make sure that the diesel pump in here is up and down, vertically situated. Sometimes they come and they're horizontally situated. They need to be up and down in order to get the right hydraulics in there to keep them lubricated. Otherwise you burn out the pumps in them. So double check that if you buy one of these to make sure that that's right. Now let's see how hot we are here. So I'm showing 81 degrees out of here already. And it's been maybe 2 minutes in startup. 91 degrees. And how hot is it here? Yeah, 62 degrees on the outside of this right now. So it's holding heat good in there. But coming out, 108 degrees now. So it's pumping pretty good. More than enough to heat up the tent, like my RTT up there. When it first starts up, you will get a little bit of that diesel smell, but it goes away. I don't recommend putting this in your tent right away when you're in startup. Wait until it kind of burns in a little bit and gets any residual diesel out of there, and then put it in your tent. 118. No diesel smell. Good flow. Probably take a couple minutes to heat up the tent, which I know it does. We used it last spring and in the fall. It's pretty solid. Anything else? That's about it, really. And let's see, how hot is the exhaust? Woo! 315 degrees on that exhaust. Right at the bend. And the outside of the little muffler, if you will, 66 degrees. And like I said, it's in that initial startup phase, so it's going to be the loudest it will be in the startup. Once it's been going for a while and the core heater is up to temperature, it's literally just the fan blowing, and then you hear the ticking. It's not as loud. Another thing it comes with is this little remote control. You can turn it on or off, and then heat it up, cool it off. You can do all that from up in your tent. You wake up in the morning, turn it on, stay under the covers until it gets warm to hop out and change. Especially if you're camping in the wintertime when there's snow on the ground. One of the things that I also got with this, or didn't get with it, got for it, I wanted to have a cover for it while I'm going down the road. So I just got on Amazon and found a comparably sized generator and just bought a cover for a generator. I mean, it's got a spout for the gas and all that, but you don't need any of that. It's got a little pocket on it. I think this was like 10 bucks, 15 bucks or something like that. Got a drawstring style, so I can flop it over it and then maybe use some bungee cords to tie it down to make sure this doesn't start bellowing out down on the highway. So there you go. Hope you guys like it. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, share with your friends. Get outdoors.